I am beautiful inside and out, delivered to me by Grow Coffee. Right then, tell me how you do it. That's what I had last week. Aye. Mine's just like, I spittled and Alex Kate. Right, get you back. I was actually thinking that in the mind.
An Empire biscuit, sorry it's not.
So before we go into anything else, right, so it'll probably all 40 bits, man, but it doesn't matter, it's still worth a go.
Yeah. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
When's the last time I ran down a hill?
That's it.
Hello LinkedIn, me again. And every single week I just keep getting baldier. So that's me. I've just decided that I am going completely baldy commando here on, and so get used to it. So thank you very much for everybody that's joining us today. Today I am so happy to say I've got Neil Cunningham in with us from Skills Development Scotland. Anybody that watches this show and follows our company know how much of a passion we've got for the development of the next generation. So being able to get someone on from Skills Development Scotland has been going to be amazing. And he's a really good guy, so going to have good fun. But before we go in and let Neil tell us all about all the great things at SDS. Right, that's SDS, it's SDS. So we're talking about DFS? What's the sofa place called?
DFS.
DFS, so we're talking about DFS earlier because they're saying we've got the sofa all nice. So we're going to talk about SDS just in a second. So first things first, thank you Andrew, Bold Mango Media. No Amelia today, so it's just Andrew here himself flying solo, and a big thank you to our lovely sponsors, Grow. I'm still on the iced matcha latte thing, my Bob. What do you have, Neil? You had
a latte.
A latte. And then cake wise, so I'll show that up there. Still the biggest in the Shire Empire biscuit. And Neil's got up a wee bit.
Strawberry tart.
Strawberry tart. There you go. So anybody that's not been to Grow, why the hell not? Absolutely amazing. The guys are amazing for us, and their cakes are absolutely delicious. So Neil and I are both sitting saying that we're going to try and take one home for the better half and see if we can get some brownie points. Right, so Neil, obviously, could you tell us a wee bit about Skills Development Scotland, what the kind of mission is, what they're trying to do? Because obviously, for me, I've spoke to you quite a few times, so I've got a good idea, and we try and engage with you. But I think there's obviously a lot of companies out there that probably don't engage with you as much as they could do. So hopefully hearing a wee bit more about the why can maybe then get them involved. Mm-hmm. So what's SDS all about?
So Skills Development Scotland are the national training agency. We cover all the national training programmes. So that's foundation apprenticeships, modern apprenticeships and graduate apprenticeships. Within the organisation as well, there's the careers advice and guidance. So we've got careers advisors in every secondary school in Scotland, and we've got post-16 advisors out in the community as well. So you can get careers advice to anybody really, from kind of school to post-school right up to retirement age, can get advice on their career through Skills Development Scotland as well.
No, good. No, because obviously we've got 4 apprentices and a graduate apprentice in the business. So it's that to train up the next generation is hugely, obviously, a passion of ours, because I've seen it for years in the industries that I'm in, the skills gap that's here. So you've got, especially when you're looking at the more practical and foundation type skill sets that we're trying to build. There was a big thing for a long time where it was everybody go to uni. Mm-hmm. Right, go to uni, and that's fine, right? But it's left a probably practical gap now in some sectors. And we spoke earlier, obviously, I think every sector's saying that they've got skill gaps and skill issues. Yeah. I think there was, for me, a bit of a generational thing. So try to get people on those kind of vocational courses and actual a lot more of the practical kind of trades and stuff like that we need, I think it's a must for the country. Mm-hmm. Now. And so it's great to see what Skills Development Scotland are trying to do with that, which is say, yes, you can go to university, but here's also another path. And that seems to me about where that other path, so the vocational side is mainly where you guys focus on, is that correct?
Yeah, for the national training programmes, so the likes of foundation apprenticeships, so that's delivered while the young person's still at school.
Right.
So they can go and do 2 units while they're still in school. In year 2, they do work experience with industry. So they go out to do work experience for that part of the foundation apprenticeship with a view to them then moving into a modern apprenticeship. So it gives that whole transition for school into the world of work, a much smoother kind of route.
And so see, does all the schools promote this foundation apprenticeship?
Well, in each school there's a 0.5 kind of teacher that's appointed to kind of liaise with the different areas of skills development in Scotland to promote it.
Right.
And your careers advisors are obviously speaking about it as well with young people.
Because I know that Lucas, when he was at school, he went and he was doing his PO level 4 at college while he was still in 4th year.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a brilliant thing, because it's obviously not every kid is academic. It likes the academic side of school. So some children, young adults, right, call them. So you can't call them children anymore, I've been told. But don't laugh at Andrew. But the young adults, right? So they're some of them really kind of leap on when they get to be in that college environment, where it's a lot more practical. It's a lot more that they're treated more like an adult, if you know what I mean. So I know when obviously Lucas went there, he kind of moved on leaps and bounds just by he was probably a bit more mature than his age was. So he kind of embraced that kind of more, right, okay, yeah, you're now getting spoken to like an adult, you're getting treated like an adult, and he went on leaps and bounds. And I know quite a few of his friends that went on a similar path, and they've been doing great guns since going on to that kind of college during 4th year and 5th year.
Yeah. Even just that, the identification of learning styles, that some people learn through practically doing it as opposed to kind of bashing the books and, academically.
Yeah.
That identification of that is one of the drivers to kind of, for us to expand the modern apprenticeship programme and get as much industry involvement in it as possible.
Yeah.
So,
well, modern apprenticeships, I don't know if I was one of definitely right at the early stages of it. When did that start? I started mine in 2000. So I did a modern apprenticeship
I think
in
it was
2000.
around about the start of it.
Because I can remember when I left school and obviously did various different jobs, and I was always wanting to try and get into a technical apprenticeship. But I made bad choices, realised that I was good at talking and I could sell stuff and I could make hundreds of money doing it, and then realised that I didn't want to be knocking on folks' doors every day, 80-90% of the time getting told where to go, but those 10-20% of the time that actually people said yes, I made loads of money. But anyway, so I always wanted to be technical, and then the modern apprenticeship thing came out, so I started my modern apprenticeship when I was 20. But see, before that, see, if you didn't get an apprenticeship when you're 16, 17, you weren't getting one.
Yeah.
Back in our day, Neil, right? No, I mean, Andrew was before us, right? But back then, before the modern apprenticeship became a thing, you would get an apprenticeship when you left school. There was no adult apprentices, there was no mature apprentices, there was nothing like that. You get an apprenticeship when you left school, when you were 16, 17, any time after that, you didn't have the opportunities. That was a big change and for school leavers and people who were maybe a bit more mature that wanted to come back into learning. Having that option was phenomenal. Yeah,
and now they've kind of really broadened it out. So they took note that the apprenticeship programme used to really top out at SVQ level 4.
Yeah.
But industry required kind of higher qualifications. So the likes of graduate apprenticeships been developed for only the key sectors, but the likes of build environment. So construction would say to us, well, we need to have a QS qualification. And what they would do is they would they would then go to level 4, and then they need to go and do a part-time degree. So they developed the graduate apprenticeship in build environment in which the quantity surveying sits. So they can then go and do everything in the workplace.
Aye.
And essentially, because it's OSAT, it's on-site training and assessment, and it's done within the workplace. It's not done by a curriculum year, so they don't get, break at Easter, big break in the summer, big break at Christmas. They're constantly gathering evidence towards the qualification. So it means that they can gather, depending on the candidate aptitude and the range of evidence that they can gather, they're gathering that all the time, so they could deliver it quicker, or they could achieve it quicker. So
we've got Harry Jackson in our business, so he's doing a graduate apprenticeship on design, engineering, manufacture.
Brilliant.
And it's a great thing, it really is. I mean, you're getting to obviously work full time.
Who are you tied in with? What
We
training
are with Strathclyde.
Strathclyde.
Aye, so we're with Strathclyde. So we've got quite a lot with Strathclyde, but we've ended up building a really good relationship with them. That's where our KTP went through and stuff like that. And just to be honest, it's just built from there. The air one, which one? What's it? Uni in here. Oh, Jamie.
UWS.
Aye. So they've been speaking to us about a few bits and bobs as well. So I don't know if there's maybe a time that we'll maybe try and give them an opportunity because they're local. But as I say, right now I can't fault Strathclyde at all. The guy for Glasgow Cali was trying to get us to take their graduate apprentices because it seems that some of the unis work different in the way that they do it and the delivery of it as well. Glasgow Cali seems to be a lot more involved. Strathclyde's maybe a bit more kind of not no distant from it, but the students are like more in the workplace. I think within the one at Glasgow Cali, they're probably there 20% of their time.
I think we kind of encourage employers to maybe speak to 2 or 3 training providers before they make their decision. It's getting that right fit for the business.
Aye.
Because there is kind of variations in the delivery model, and it's got to get fit for purpose for yourself.
As I say, when I spoke to Glasgow Cali, that sounded like quite a good thing. But when like speaking to Harry, he really, really likes the way that his runs and operates. So, end of the day, if it suits the student and suits the business, and can he grumble? So he gets time every week to actually do coursework and stuff like that,
right,
through company time. But obviously, he's still working full time and making money. And
it's good that you mentioned the KTP side of things, because I worked with a lot of businesses in my previous role around the knowledge transfer partnership, and it was a great way for businesses to link in with academia and kind of build that almost a base for what way you were going to go and what direction you were going to take.
I've said it all along, it's one of the best kept secrets in the world, the KTP. I mean, I've been employing graduates before I started this business, been employing graduates for probably the last 15 years in various different roles and been involved in that process. Never knew anything about it. And then I found out about it, went, why did I not know about this? And I started telling a lot of people, and one of the guys involved in the KTP things like, you need to stop telling folks that. We're getting too many inquiries here.
The podcast.
Aye. Well, we had some Andrew Kinnear from the West of Scotland KTP Centre on here.
Right, did you?
Aye. So we're just about to take on another KTP this year and then another one next year. I just think it's a brilliant thing. I mean, see, without that, so we've obviously now developed our own software, developed our own AI, developed all that kind of stuff. We could never have done that ourselves. And so we're probably a brilliant example of the knowledge transfer part of it. So where we've been taking knowledge, learning from the academic partner, bringing it through our associate, and then our associates then spreading it across our team. So our associate that we got now runs a team of 5 people, which we are transferring the skills that have been come from the university and some of the experts in academia and transferring that through into a team and building a team up behind it.
That's great.
So it's brilliant, and just I'd kind of stay away from them all because they're too clever for me. Right.
An interface as well, I think they offer 5k as an innovation grant as well. They're good to get involvement with different colleges and unis as well.
Matthew will be listening to this. Matthew, interface, give you £5,000. Go and look them up. Because we're doing a lot of things. Like we're kind of going forward for the Scottish Enterprise AI Scaling AI programme, and we've been in the Innovation Academy and all this kind of stuff. So it's all of these things have led on the back of us having a KTP in place, looking at how we can be more kind of connected with academia as a business, because the some of the people you get access to, you could never afford to get access to these people's brains.
Yeah.
So it's great to be able to do that, and don't get me wrong, the university and stuff like that, we're getting a fair bit from us. We're going and obviously talking to them about projects that they're doing and whether we think that they're going to be actually commercially viable and stuff like that, and helping with white papers on different stuff. So that triangle of what is a KTP, so Innovate UK, the academic partner, and us, everybody gets value out of that. So it's
great to hear actually that the value that you're getting from it. And
massive, Neil, honestly massive. As I say, we would be in that. So we've that the side of the business called the IDS side, Intelligent Data Solutions, that would not be there without that KTP have taken place. It was the only way it ever happened. And before that, we were out using third parties and doing different bits. So we knew how we knew where we wanted to go. But we didn't have a clue on how we were going to get there.
And did you find how they mapped it out for you was quite good? They supported that and gave you clear, because I think some of the feedback I got from companies where they weren't really sure what they wanted to do. Yeah. But to get that clarity and support was really kind of valuable to them. What
was valuable to us, so we knew what we wanted as the end goal. As I say, how we were going to get there, we didn't have a clue. No. So they helped us with the kind of step-by-step work packs and different ways and scopes of, like work packs or scopes of work, we'd call it that were going to help build those blocks to get us into that direction. Because it was great, I can't talk highly enough about the guys. So Dr. Blair Brown and obviously Professor Bruce Stevens, those two guys, phenomenal, right? Absolutely phenomenal. But Blair's obviously, he's got some industrial kind of experience. So basically, drew up on the board what we were going to have, and I'd do a lot of drawing, drew on the board, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we're going to go and we're going to get. And he's kind of like, all right, how are you going to do it? God knows, that's what we're here for. But he started, like, okay, we could do this, and starting to draw things and map it out and stuff. Like, okay, I think this can work. So we're going to, as I say, the next KTP we're taking on is going to be a kind of commercial strategy type KTP, and then we're going to take on another technical one, and that'll be again hopefully through the IEEE department at Strathclyde to help with the next generation of what our AI is going to do.
See, that's brilliant. So I'm here to talk about apprenticeships and work-based learning, but one of the key parts of my role is to work across the whole ecosystem of support for businesses. Yeah. So that's why I'm interested in KTP. I'm interested in interface and how businesses and their experience for it, because it is about a kind of Team Scotland approach. We try and kind of bring. My previous role was a employer engagement executive. We did a programme called Skills for Growth, and that really pulled in things like KTP and interface and the apprenticeship programme into one document, kind of thing for businesses. And it was about getting a Team Scotland approach that benefited the business, and it was about adding value. Like we talked about, potentially Skills for Growth for your company, but sometimes when we speak, you're so aligned with everything that needs to be done, and where would the value be there in it for you? So it is about adding value. It's not just going through the motions of you'll go through Skills for Growth. Each and every company that goes through Skills for Growth, the executive that's working with that company has seen where there's going to be value. Yeah,
and the thing is, though, is just back to the reason that I do this show. Right, I've been very fortunate that I've either came across these things, or I'm in networks and I meet people that know about these things. It's like KTP, right? I've told so many people about that. Right? I must know at least, off the top of my head, at least 5 companies, but probably more than that I can think of right now. They've went and got a KTP from me saying to them that it was a good thing. So that they didn't know about it. I didn't know about it. So it's the same as what you're talking about, Skills for Growth. people probably don't know about these things, and the reason is because it's not because Skills Development Scotland or Scottish Enterprise or Innovate UK don't market what they do enough. People are too busy with their head down and their ass up, just trying their hardest to keep the lights on in their business.
Yeah.
And that's why, again, part of the whole passion about doing this show was saying, well, I've learned something that I think could benefit other people. So hopefully people that are maybe watching this can go, right, okay, what is Skills for Growth and how could it benefit my business? Because you're saying there, obviously, from my business now, we probably, I wouldn't say tick all the boxes, but we're probably quite, as you say, aligned, and we know about quite a lot of the stuff, but there'll be lots and lots of companies out there that don't.
Yeah.
And it's how do we engage them so as they can then get a chance to say, right, okay, well, I think this could benefit me. Because there'll be lots of companies out there that could benefit from that Skills for Growth, maybe more than us, because we've maybe get, similar to what I talked about, Lucas, we're probably more mature of a business than our revenue or our people numbers, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
When you look at the systems and how we try and act as a business. I mean, I know companies have got 100 people that don't have the systems and the people and the processes and stuff in place that we have. So there'll be lots and lots of companies that are probably even bigger than ours that maybe not do some of these things. So see this just before so the Skills for Growth bit. So what is that kind of in a bit more detail in case people haven't heard there?
So Skills for Growth is a diagnostic of the business. You know, an executive will come in, work with you to look at the skills needs of the business, create a people strategy action plan, and it's a tangible document where it pulls all the great stuff like KTP, work-based learning, vision and values, all the different things that they might identify during the diagnostic process into a tangible document, and then they'll work through that with you, you know, signpost you to the most appropriate, you know, if it's KTP in this instance, and see how many times you can say KTP in this.
Right, okay, so it's supposed to be cockroach, but it's not, it's KTP we're saying now.
You stole that from me. I was going to say, we'll say it as many times as cockroaches.
But because obviously Nicola, I think she's coming out to see us.
Right, okay,
so
brilliant.
I'm looking forward to seeing that because, again, see if we spoke to Nicola, say, 5 years ago, right? Hope at that point in time, she could maybe helped us navigate stuff that we've maybe had to navigate ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's where I think the big value is, because there is an ecosystem in Scotland to help businesses. But navigating that ecosystem is not easy. I think that's one of the big challenges we've got. I said the same to Scottish Enterprise, and with Scottish Enterprise, there is things there to support almost every business. But trying to navigate it's an absolute nightmare. So you need to know the people who know where to go and who to talk to.
Yeah,
and
totally.
It sounds like that's what the likes of Nicola and these people in the Skills for Growth team, that's what they do. They'll help look at your business and say, right, okay, you're trying to go here, you're currently here, you're missing this bit, you can go and speak to them, and them.
Yep. That's it.
That?
Yeah, it's that simple.
Aye.
But really effective.
Yep.
I suppose in my role with as a relationship account executive, I'm doing more around the capacity building for the modern apprenticeship programme.
Yep.
So I'll look at that, and that's about the co-investment piece from the employer and the Skills Development Scotland and via the training providers is how we kind of look at that, and we're starting to look at what does an academy model look like. As you say, you're operating, you know, above your size, and how you present yourself to the outside world through your digital presence and things like that has been essential for your growth.
Yeah.
So what we would look at from an academy point of view, if you go down the likes of the BA Systems and GE Caledonian, well, that's an old one of the Caledonian, it's just GE now.
Back in the day. It's actually GE, I think it's GE Aviation now.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
right. I stand corrected.
In fact, no, it might actually not be. It might have changed for that again. So it was GE Caledonian, then it was GE Power, and no, GE Aviation. I don't know. It's probably had about 5 names.
Five different names.
Aye.
But
it's GE.
we'll stick with GE.
Aye.
But the amount of resources that it takes for them to become a standalone centre
Yeah.
and come forward for an employer-owned contract are quite substantial.
Yeah.
I mean, out the reach of a lot of SMEs.
Yes.
But through the academy model, you can partner up with a training provider and then offer an academy model to benefit you in terms of talent attraction.
Yeah.
So you would use it through your socials and your digital presence, but you'd also use it for a development tool for young people coming into the business.
Yeah.
And also you can pull together other training that you've got, some in-house stuff, some maybe sector-specific stuff,
Yeah.
put it all into your academy and then show that you as an employer are offering, a really strong proposition for young people.
Yeah.
And that's how you attract the brightest and the best, really.
Definitely. So I'm going to give a shout out to somebody because actually I was over seeing Giant D Pierce,
All right.
right, and they've got their academy. So they've got an academy in there, and I thought it was brilliant what they've done there as well. I don't know, I've not seen the one at GE, but I can comment on what Derek Pierce has done. He's basically built an academy to try and get coded welders and all this kind of stuff in place because the colleges were struggling to do it. Basically, you're struggling to get that skill kind of developed across the west of Scotland. So he's then get involved and created an academy for it. And you're going, do you know what? You take your hat off.
Yeah.
Because that academy will cost them an awful lot of money. And back to what we're talking about before is all that time and effort and money that's invested in all these people, you're then trying to keep them as you go forward, and you've not got some other people just coming in and try to steal them because they'll give you an extra £2 a week and a pot noodle or whatever. So it's a challenge, and you're going, and this is where back to, there's a lot of companies I think are going, right, do I want to go and invest all this time, effort and money in people just now that are maybe just going to leave? Because I think there's been a generational shift as well. We're not too bad and we've been very lucky in this, but see when I speak to a lot of companies out there like that, the next generation don't want to have long-term jobs. They're just going for like working for somebody for a year and then another year and another year. I mean, back before, see if somebody jumped about that much, you just wouldn't employ them.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's kind of sometimes seen as it's just part of the, I don't know what Gen we in, no Gen X, what I don't know what Gen, what Gen Z. I don't know about all that jazz. Used to just be you're an 80s kid or whatever. Now you're a Gen Zer or a what's the oldies called? So a millennial.
Gen X.
Actually, you've got Gen X, you've got millennial. I don't even know what any of them mean. But a boomer. That's what I do. What's a boomer, Andrew? You'll know that. You're trendy. 80s. A boomer, aye. So so basically, you're a boomer, but that means you're old. Cheers. But whereas before, like you would be people that would stay with their company for 10, 20, 30, sometimes a full lifetime. The next generation coming up, they doesn't have the same kind of philosophy a lot of the time. So there's people that are just a bit probably reluctant to have all the investment, and then people just move.
Yeah, it's that one that I mean, it's attributed to everybody. That what if I train them and they leave? Well, what if you don't train them and they stay? I think that's attributed to Steve Jobs and Richard Branson. Everybody's,
Richard Branson's one, because this is something that I've always lived by since the day that I heard that, was train them well enough that they can leave, treat them well enough they don't want to leave. So that's that, and because when I took over the business in Aberdeen, 2014, something like that, and I got there and I went, so all these guys, they were very good, but they were never kind of trained to go offshore. I'm like, why not? Then I said to the guy that ran the business that worked for me, and he's like, because they'll just leave, they'll just get jobs offshore. I went, I don't think they're going to do that anyway. He says, let's actually try and give them the tools and the skills that we need and they need, and then try and make sure that they don't want to go. And I've spent my whole life doing that, and it's trying to just make sure that the working environment's somewhere that people want to be. They can see a path for themselves. They can see that there's the opportunities there if they want them. One of the things we say to everybody when they come into our business is as the leaders of the business, your job is to help you draw a path, right? How far up that path and how quickly you go up it is completely up to you. right? Our role as leaders are to, if you're veering off the path, is to guide you back on it. But you can go as far up that path as you want. And we try and live by that, and we've given a lot of people kind of opportunities to grow and progress and stuff like this. Some people want to, some people don't, but at least the people that are there know that if they do want to, they've got the chance and the opportunity. But it's trying to make sure that people do have that opportunity. Because I've been places before where you're going, well, the only reason I'm going to get promoted is if he dies, right?
Yeah, kind of flat structure.
You can't have that. You can't have it that you're going to absolutely hate my job, it's crap, blah blah blah, but I just need to do it. Right? You need that. They can't have a working environment like that. And back to the whole training bit of it. So I say our team, we spend an absolute fortune in training, but that's training them to be the best they can be, right? And if that helps them become more successful in their job, but also gives them more enjoyment and more satisfaction and more pride in what they do, why not?
Totally. I think that's a lot of good employers I've spoken to, that they have what they call boomerangs.
Right.
You know,
Aye,
they've trained people up, they've let them spread their wings.
Yeah.
They've went out to the different sector or a different job.
Right.
They've seen the grass isn't always greener, and they've come back, you know, and it's always great to the amount of businesses that have maybe got 2-3 boomerangs, you know, that have been away and you know, they've found that it isn't always grass is greener.
And a lot of the time it isn't. It isn't. Obviously, sometimes you might need to have a change because you've reached a ceiling, or the roles know what you wanted and all this kind of stuff. And I always say to somebody, see if somebody's not enjoying their job, I will help them get a new job. Right? Because you never want somebody to be not enjoying coming to work and all that kind of stuff, because that kind of the old fear bit on a Sunday is something I would never ever want anybody that works for us to have. But not every company's like that.
The other great thing about the apprenticeship programme, the graduate apprenticeship programme's open to any age. So it's something that you can use if they've got somebody that's in post and they're maybe becoming a wee bit stagnant in their role and they want to kind of be developed. You can lean into the graduate apprenticeship to be able to kind of develop them as well.
So it's not just for all the young things, it's for all the oldies and all.
Yeah.
I might see about doing it. Could I get a graduate apprenticeship and actually sitting still, seeing if that works?
Business analytics.
There you go. I would actually love to, as I say, they just not get the time, but I would love to go and do economics. I've always wanted to do it, economics, and because it really interests me, but I've just not got the time to do it. Because I was going to go and do a degree as like in electrical and electronic engineering years ago, and then went, is it going to help me? And I was already in senior positions by this point. Is it going to help me get anywhere in my career that I'd want to? And the answer was no. So it was never really going to help me benefit. I would have liked to have got the qualification, but I then focused my attention more on trying to just build teams, develop teams, all that kind of stuff. And then I looked at doing an MBA as well. And then again, was it ever going to help me progress any? Probably not, but I'd have liked to have done it.
Yeah.
No, it's economics. I wouldn't mind doing that. So I'd like to do an MBA with economics as part of it. Kind of more financial and economics based, because I think that would help me. But
you see that in industry? I see it quite a lot, that, you know, someone comes in through the vocational route. In the back in our day, it was the YOP and YTS.
The YTS.
The amount of senior leaders I speak to within industry that started at that, but they got into position and they worked and then they educated themselves while they were in it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, back then learning styles and everything wasn't something that was really talked about.
No.
You know, but I come across them quite regularly.
I think you get a lot of leaders that have came through the what you class the hard graft side of it. And I think what you find is as leaders of teams, their teams usually respect them because they've been there, they've done it.
Yeah.
They're not, no disrespect to anybody at straight out of university, but somebody that's come out of university and then went into a kind of a manager or a leader's job, they sometimes struggle to get the same level of I wouldn't say respect from their staff, but kudos. Yes, kudos is probably a good word, because when you've got people that have seen that know that you've been there and done all that, they're going, oh, right, okay, I get you. Whereas sometimes it's the whole thing with an admiral, not an admiral, but somebody coming in the Navy, right? So they've just been what's it, Sandhurst, and they've just done their bit at Sandhurst, and they're come straight into a position as a lieutenant, right? Just say, for example, and then you've got the sergeant there that's been dragged through the hedges, right, and through the mud and the trenches and that kind of stuff. All the people in the front line are going, aye, I know I need to listen to you, but I'm going to follow this guy no matter where he's going. He tells me we're walking through that wall. I'll maybe think about it for you, but I'm just doing it for him. And I think you sometimes see that in business as well, where if they know that you've been there and done the hard graft to get yourself to where you are, there's a bit more respect that's shown to them.
Yeah, definitely.
Good. Right, we're running out of time, right? So is there anything you need to finish off with? Anything we've not said?
No, just kind of shout out to any businesses that are looking for development, either through our Skills for Growth programme or look at the academy model and dip their toe in the apprenticeship programme. Just reach out to me either through LinkedIn, or we could put my details in the bio.
Yeah, okay. So no, Neil, thanks very much. I think I can't wait to hear at the size that we could do the academy model, because I think it sounds brilliant. I would love to be able to do that and actually be able to try and give something back. We're not there yet, but hopefully one day we're in a position where...
I don't think you're too far off.
Oh, I don't know about that. Tell the accountants that. I'm sitting here with holes in my socks. But hopefully one day, because as I say, especially... Well, do you know what? Actually, let's, offline for here, let's look at that academy, because guess what? See, right now, you can't even... So for the field that we're in of reliability engineering or reliability condition, all that kind of stuff, you can't go and learn that at a college. Right? You can learn a wee bit of electrical, you can learn a wee bit of mechanical, but you can't actually learn all the things that actually turn you into a good reliability tech. That's the reason why we've got our practical training courses. So there might be an opportunity for a reliability academy.
Yeah, I don't see why not. We can work with you to develop it.
How much does it cost me?
I'll be as cost neutral as possible.
I love that. See, that is when you know somebody works for the public sector. It's as cost neutral as possible. We're going to finish that. That's going to become a clip. Right, Neil, thanks very much. Right, I think we will have a wee chat about it and see what it looks like, because I think that would be something that would be great for Scotland.
Perfect.
All right,
Cheers,
thank
Jamie.
you. Thank you. Anybody that's still watching, thank you very much. And